now, City TV 19 presents Senior Moments.
Hello, welcome to Senior Moments. I'm Bonnie Weber. The farmers markets are in full swing in Washtenaw County. A good example is the Pittsfield Township Market. It's free, you can get fresh vegetables, fruits, flowers, baked goods, meats, eggs, plus there's entertainment and twice a month a cooking demonstration. There's plenty of free parking and it's easily accessible by bus. After enjoying a fun day at the farmers market is the perfect time to relax and watch Senior Moments. Senior Moments covers events at the activities at the senior centers in the Ann Arbor Ypsilanti area, such as the Ann Arbor Senior Center, Turner Senior Resource Center, the Pittsfield Senior Center, and the Ann Arbor Community Center. Also, the show provides valuable information for senior citizens on such issues as health, wealth, finance, and entertainment. The program premieres on the last Sunday of the month with reruns on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m., Saturdays at 9 a.m. and Sundays at 5 p.m. on CTN Channel 19 for a month. So now let's meet Chef Kristi and watch her do one of her cooking demonstrations. Hello, I'm Bonnie Weber. Our guest today is Chef Kristi Zebrowski from Grace Savory and Sweet. Chef Kristi is working with senior groups in the area. Chef Kristi is going to show us how to make some delicious dishes with some very simple, basic ingredients. Welcome, Chef Kristi. Hi.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. We met this winter at one of the Pittsfield indoor farmers markets. And we had a lovely chat, and I was so glad you agreed to come on to the show because now the summer market is just kicking off.
Yes.
And it's going to be in full swing, and I'm really excited. So you're going to do a demo for us today, but before we do that, can you share with us a little bit about your background? You know, how you became a chef and working with seniors and doing the farmers markets?
Yeah, so I was always interested in cooking growing up. I did a little bit of cooking for my parents, and sometimes I didn't always throw the correct things together, but I like to experiment a lot, and it, you know, made them breakfast in bed, and it's one of those like, okay, well, who's gonna eat this when she leaves? But through my kind of experimenting and experience, I got a little bit better at it, went to culinary school, and once I finished, I actually started working in restaurants and developed some food sensitivities. So at that point, I started to change my way of cooking to make it more focused on nutritious cooking because food can be medicine. Food is your fuel. So I like to cook healthful foods that you know, just make people feel good. And so I target a lot of different demographics, but you know, seniors in particular, you can just feel a lot better, and you can, you know, live a little bit longer, maybe be a little more active in your senior years if you have the right kind of fuel in your body.
So what kind of recipes have you been developing for seniors?
Very just simple, not a whole lot of cooking involved, you know, things that don't take 4 hours to make. Just keeping it simple and keeping it things that are easy to replicate and easy to also cut down into smaller portions. You know, some seniors don't have, you know, they don't have to cook for a family of 6 or 10. So sometimes I find that people say, oh, it's so hard just to cook for 1 or 2 people. So coming up with things that are easy to make for just 1 or 2 people, or that are easy if you make a fuller batch of it, you can pop it in the freezer and have some more readily available for a later date.
That is nice that you can have a recipe that you can freeze and then cook it and it still tastes wonderful and you know, just fresh like that. So can seniors, I know seniors can see you at the various farmers markets. Now Pittsfield just is opening up today, actually, as we're filming. Today is our first day, and they run from June to September every Thursday. And you're very busy there. You're there twice a month during the entire time that they're open, right?
Yes.
And the farmer's market is open from 3 to 7, but when is your demos?
My demo is always from 4:30 until 6.
Okay, so you're from 4:30 to 6, so you're going to be there today, and this show airs multiple times, so they just have to check with Pittsfield to see, you know, when you're going to be there at their markets. I know that you also go to the Canton market. Now, do you do cooking demos for seniors?
Yes, I do. I've actually been working with Canton Township to do some programs at one of their senior living facilities in the area, and then I also have some different programs with Canton Leisure Services. So if you went to the Canton Township website and searched for classes that you can register for, you could find some on there.
Oh, excellent. So what are you going to be making for us today?
So today we are going to make salmon cakes, a rainbow chickpea salad that's nice and fresh, and you don't have to cook anything, you just throw it all together, chop up some fresh vegetables, and then I'll also explain how to make an overnight super oat dish that is just a really simple, hearty breakfast.
Oh, excellent, because oatmeal is a staple in my daily diet, so that would be great. I'll have anything new with oatmeal on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break, we're going to set up the cooking demo, and we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Chef Kristi, and today I'm going to share with you a couple simple and easy recipes that are nice and healthy and that you can make yourself at home. The very first one that we'll start out with is a salmon cake recipe, and then we are also going to make a rainbow chickpea salad, and then I'll share with you a simple overnight oatmeal. So to get started on our salmon cakes, what we're going to do is take a red pepper. We just need about 1/4 of a cup of pepper diced up. But to start, I have this really simple way of cutting up pepper. So if you saw, I cut off the top and I cut off the bottom. And then I open up the side like this. Get rid of the seed pack. And now we have this nice long piece of pepper to work with here. And then we can just julienne it and then turn these little julienne strips in the opposite direction to dice them up. So there's just a simple little trick to go along with our episode on healthy cooking today. So we are going to put a little bit of oil in our pan, which is nice and warm, and we'll put our diced red peppers in the pan as well. Hear that nice sizzle? That means they're cooking right away. We always want to make sure we preheat our pan before we start to cook. So that way, as soon as the cold item goes into the pan, it heats right up and it starts to develop some nice color. So we're going to let those just brown up a little bit. You don't have to do this step. In fact, you don't even have to include the peppers in if you don't want to. You could do celery or onion or something like that instead, whatever you have on hand. But this just adds another little layer of flavor to the salmon cakes and a little bit of a different texture too. So while those are cooking, we will take our salmon. So this is just canned salmon, but when you get the canned salmon, you want to make sure that you get the no salt added because we don't need the extra sodium, right? Put that off to the side. And then we are going to season them up with a little bit of cumin, some oregano, just a pinch here of cayenne, just for a little bit of heat. Now, if you don't like spice, you don't have to add that in, but it really just gives it a nice warm flavor. It's not too spicy. And then some paprika. Now, the nice thing about this salmon cake recipe is that we're not using egg as the binder. We're actually going to use some mayonnaise to make it all stick together. It's a little bit safer for our senior population because we need to be conscientious of eating raw eggs. We don't want to get ourselves in a sticky situation with the raw eggs. So if we take our mayo and add that in, like I said, that is going to act as our binding ingredient instead of a raw egg. And then we just wait here for our red pepper to soften up and develop a little bit of color. And then go ahead and add that right in to our mixture here. And like I said, you can use celery, onion, or you could even dice up some zucchini if you want and throw that in. Also, you can get some ingredients from your local farmer market to add into your salmon cakes, or maybe to make a little salad to go along with it. I do cooking demonstrations at a couple farmers markets, Pittsfield Township and Canton Township. So you can come see me at the market doing my demo live and sample the tasty treats. When I do my recipes at the market, I make sure that I utilize all the fresh local produce that you can get there at the farmers market. And it's nice too because some of them even have the food assistance programs, so you can go and watch the demo, get the recipe, and then if you have access to food assistance, you can actually utilize that to get some of the ingredients to duplicate the recipe. Okay, so now all we have to do is form our salmon mixture into little patties. You can make them smaller or larger. And then the nice thing too about this recipe is these freeze really well. So the whole batch, again, it really depends on the size that you form them into, but there's enough to feed probably about 5 or 6 servings here. So if that is too much for you to eat all at once, then you can freeze them. So cook them up and then let them cool down, put them in a Tupperware container, and then you'll have some nice salmon patties for a later date. You've already done the work. You can just reheat them, throw them on a bun, and there you have it. Okay, so from here, all we have to do is let our salmon patties cook and develop a little bit of color on each side, and then they will be all set and ready for you to enjoy. Okay, we'll do one more here. All right, now while those are cooking up, we will move on to our chickpea salad. This one is one of my favorite recipes because again, it's very fresh. You'll see lots of different produce items here. We need to eat at least 5 to 7 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day. So a recipe like this that's loaded with produce is a really easy way to help you accomplish that goal. So it starts out by taking some chickpeas. You can use canned chickpeas if you want, or if you like to cook your beans from scratch, you can do that too. But we just put about a cup of our chickpeas in there, and make sure you rinse them first. And then we will chop up some fresh produce and add that in. So we have a zucchini here, and we'll just cut that in half and dice it up into smaller bite-sized pieces. And now if you don't have zucchini at home, or if it's not available at the market, you can always use summer squash, or you can use pepper. This recipe also is very versatile, so you don't have to stick with the exact vegetables that we have here, but the whole idea is just to get a variety of vegetables mixed in here along with the chickpeas. Okay, and then we have some nice fresh greens. This is a blend of baby spinach, baby kale, and some baby chard. And again, you don't have to stick with that particular blend. You can use just spinach or all kale. It's really up to whatever you have. Okay, so now that we have a little bit of color on our salmon cakes there, we just flip them over and let them do the same thing on the other side. All right, we'll go back to our salad here. I have some beautiful fresh basil. So herbs, fresh herbs really go a long way to add a lot of flavor to our dishes here in a healthful kind of a way. Instead of adding, cream and things that aren't so good for us, we want to use fresh herbs and citrus to add more flavor to our dishes. Okay, and then next up, last but not least, we have some beautiful tri-colored carrots here. You don't have to use tri-colored carrots. You can use just regular carrots if you want. But keep in mind too, we eat with our eyes, not just our mouths, right? So when things look delicious, we're a little bit more prone to enjoying them, right? Especially when we talk about healthier foods. Not everyone is always super excited about eating something that's healthy. Okay, so we just dice up our carrots here again into bite-sized pieces. You can even, if you want to, get some already shredded carrots to throw in, if that's easier for you. But the nice part about this dish, like I said, is you don't have to cook anything. It's just all simple, raw ingredients. So you can make it in a snap, and you can use whatever you have on hand. We are going to season this salad with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, which is a good, nice, healthy fat, and then a little bit of some balsamic vinegar to give it a little acidity. And then, last but not least, just a little bit of seasoning here. To kick it up a notch, we have a little bit of the paprika and a little bit of the cumin. And we will mix it all together here. And see, isn't that beautiful? All these different colors and textures in this one dish. So really, really nice and refreshing for summertime. It's nice and light, and we have a variety of different vegetables in this dish. So we can plate up here one of our little salmon cakes along with a nice serving of our rainbow chickpea salad. And there you have it. That would be a really nice, healthful lunch or dinner. And then, if you need inspiration for a good, healthy breakfast, I have something here that's really, really simple. This is our overnight super oats, and all you have to do is take some rolled oats or old-fashioned oats, mix them together with some yogurt and a little bit of milk, and then sweeten it up with a sweetener of your choice, either honey, real maple syrup, or maybe a little bit of stevia, and mix that all together and let it sit overnight so you don't have to cook anything. That's the best part. You just mix it all together, let it sit overnight, and then top it off with maybe some nuts, some seeds, and fresh berries. So there we have it, some really simple, healthy recipes. And again, my name is Chef Kristi of Grace Savory and Sweet, and you can find me at the farmer's market. So make sure you stop on by and come get a sample, tasty treat of what we have cooking up for you. Thank you.
That's our show for today. Thank you for joining us at Senior Moments. I'm Bonnie Weber. We want to thank Chef Kristi for joining us today. I hope to see you this summer at one of our local senior centers.